Welcome to the quarter centennial 25th episode of the Decompression Chamber. I'm your host, Mario. I'm sure you already know that. And our opening quote today is going to be from the writer Franz Kafka. The quote goes, "I am constantly trying to communicate something incommunicable, to explain something inexplicable, to tell about something I only feel in my bones and which can only be experienced in those bones." Roll the intro.
No doubt that I never be without my damn brain. Closed mouth, I'm clever and I know my damn shame. No cloud to the better, no one know my damn name. No bow, that's your word against my...
Yeah, so I didn't really opening of the video sting of this, but I have a lightsaber now, and yes, it's real, and I'm just resting it on the outside of my clothing, which is lightsaber proof, on only a surface level basis. I'm mostly chatting shit. I just bought this online because I'm getting rent forgiveness for not being in uni, and I've always wanted a lightsaber. Obviously, like, it's not real. My dad always tells me this story of, I think when it must have been my younger brother when we were growing up, he asked one Christmas for a real dinosaur, and my dad was like, "Oh, I don't know what to do. There's only so much I can do as a parent to get my child a quote-unquote real dinosaur," and apparently he just went to a toy shop, bought a generic enough plastic triceratops or something, and then when my younger brother opened it, he kind of he said, "Wow, Dad, you got me a real dinosaur," or "Santa got me a real dinosaur," kind of thing, which is it's an interesting story to think about for me, because it's like reality, like, is always going to be one way, but the way you look at it can always be different, I don't know, like, I grew up with a lot of this make-believe stuff, the Star Wars, the games that you play at the park, I don't know, run around with sticks, just thinking about, like, that fantastical stuff when you were younger, that like, childlike wonder where stuff could be real just because you wanted it to, at least that was the case for me. I don't know. I was thinking recently about how I think I'm just going to place this forward a bit, see if it, because otherwise it's just going to distract me the whole bloody video. But yeah, I always think about how, like, life imitates art. Oh shit, that's better. About how life imitates art, and I think, or how art imitates life, and I think back to that first quote. It's art is the attempt to communicate the incommunicable, or to explain the inexplicable, I feel like like an essential part of art is reaching into a domain, exploring something that wouldn't be well explained if you just wrote it down on paper, if you just described it or explained it just using our words. I think there are things that exist outside of logic, exist outside of sense, that carry, like, sometimes more meaning than the objective stuff, Sometimes, I don't know, a certain song can make you feel a way that if you tried to write it down, it would feel strange, or it wouldn't really be an apt description. It'd just be an approximation. It would be like this. A lot of writing is in words. We use metaphors and similes to, pair stuff together to liken something, because there are implications and connotations that come from, like, kind of visceral experiences that carry more weight than just the words that we describe them with, I don't know, that's just a long-winded way of me saying that sometimes art explains what words can't, or what you can't rationally explain if you're trying to describe it. It's just like, I can't remember who said it, but there was a quote I read recently about how an artist is just the vessel and the art travels through them, kind of deal, and maybe it's arrogant of us to think that we are the ones, kind of the forebearers of the art. We're the ones putting the art there, when maybe the art is everywhere and it just moves through us. We are the ones who just communicate it, I think about that a lot. Because recently it's kind of a recurring theme in these early videos of my channel, but I've not been up to much. I've just been spending a lot of time, I always say it, between these four walls of my room, either procrastinating work or watching Full Metal Alchemist. I'm getting towards the end, and it's very enjoyable. I recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it. Watching films, the best part of being a film student is that you can say, oh, I'm just gonna go watch a film, studying. When in reality, I'm just on the sofa, like, about to pass out. It's not like, well, I have two kind of modes of watching films. I call it like passive and active watching, I feel like that describes it well, but they're the types of, like, I'm not going to watch a Fast and Furious film and think, now, how have they set up these shots? Like, I don't give a shit. Like, just show me someone dragging a safe through the streets of Rio de Janeiro and, The Rock fighting Vin Diesel, and they're both, for some reason very sweaty and wearing tank tops, but that's how the Fast and Furious films be. I mean, I do enjoy 5 through 7, but the rest are all shit. That's my opinion. But, and I didn't like Hobbs and Shaw. I watched a bit of it, but it was just like, felt very cheesy. I don't know. Not like the rest of Fast and Furious isn't immensely cheesy. But yeah, and then I have like active watching, where like it's a film that I know I'm trying to draw something out of it, I'm trying to make my own stories. I'm trying to come up with my own ideas, and I was reading I don't support Tarantino wholeheartedly. Like, I think his foot fetish thing is just, he puts it way too much on the forefront, and it's like, bro, like, I can't remember which film it is. It's the one he wrote. It might have been like True Romance, where he wrote it that Selma Hayek's character puts her foot in his mouth. Like, it's wild. I mean, I think you can, considering like all the shit that happens in Hollywood, you wonder, whether people get pressurized into those kind of weird scenarios. I don't know, but he said a quote, something like, most films you watch, all of what's gonna happen in that film after the first 10 minutes, And it's true. Like, so many films, like, you get 10 minutes in, they set up the characters, some are going this way, the other character goes this way, and you know where they're going to intercede, and you probably know how that's going to play out. He described a story as something that unfolds, And I think maybe that's because that's true about life, To pretend like you're going to know everything that's going to happen is just wrong. It's arrogance. It's maybe it's not even arrogance. It's like a frailty. It's a fragility, because the only constant is change. The only thing that stays the same is that everything's changing. We have limited time, and even in this limited time, everything feels so different after such little time within that. I don't know. And when I'm trying to like write a story, I guess what I mold it around is maybe a feeling or a theme or a character that represents something that I wouldn't just be able to describe with words. Like right now I've got the short script I'm working on about a superhero whose powers are like a grasshopper jumping ability, and that's it. They can just jump real far, and they get cyberbullied and stuff, and it's not really about superheroes and like having grasshopper superpowers, but I'm using that as an angle to approach a character, or a situation. But sorry, it's just too tempting to have the lightsaber on in the background. It feels like such a flex. But yeah, man, to be honest, I've had quite a productive day today, so I'm feeling good. I mean, I was watching like a chess tournament earlier. I don't know if anybody pays attention to chess, but I've been watching some chess online because apparently that's what I like when I'm bored. But it's soothing. It's somewhat, there's a intersection between creativity and logic there, and I don't know, it's just nice. I haven't quite figured out the buttons on the lightsaber yet. There's only one that controls everything, so I'm trying to figure out the right time to stop it. Yikes. Don't know whether I'll get copyright stricken for that. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, I'm just trying to stay grateful, obviously. I'm trying to remember that even if it's a down day, I give myself a little push, and sometimes I know that I'll do more because I ask more of myself, If you don't ask enough of yourself, you're not going to meet that bar that you're setting and all of that. But at the same rate, I always say this to myself, but I can only develop as a person if I'm kind and caring to myself, I've got to take account of where I am, take stock of what I'm doing, and hope that if I aim for with good intentions, then life will get better, I mean, life's already pretty good as is, but, life is good, but it can be better. That's a terrible Pedro Pascal impression, but from all accounts, Wonder Woman 2 was terrible, and to be honest, it doesn't really interest me, but I am interested to see the Snyder Cut, because 4 hours of Justice League, even if I didn't like the original Justice League, Joss Whedon's cut, even if I didn't like that, I'm very well might like Zack Snyder, even if it's just for gratuitous slow-mo shots that look cool of the Justice League. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I've reached the 10-minute mark, and that was just a little bit of a ramble about what I've been up to, what I've been doing. You've seen the lightsaber, of course. I'm doing some work, I'm doing some exercise, I'm doing some of everything, but, you know, maybe I could do a bit better to follow through. I hope whatever works in progress you have, keep progressing, and I hope you have a good whatever.
Cap on for the shader. I don't wanna give myself no option, so I drop the visor just to wake up. Ain't no tripping over pay stubs, ain't no tripping on the vague stuff. All the things that I can make up, I'm a thinker, not a maker. Wait. No grayer I see, never think about the consequences if you hate 'em.